David, and good afternoon everyone for what could well prove the key session of this best of 35 frames final. If Peter Ebdon could win it 5-3, then he would be only 2 frames behind going into this evening's 11 frame final session. Confident pot, tried to develop the black, but is left only with a safety.
Stephen Hendry 1.
It was interesting listening to the interview with the managers there, the co-manager Troy Dante saying that Peter Ebdon would rather be 4 frames behind than 4 frames in front. He was joking, of course, but Peter Ebdon has played some of his best snooker when he's been behind, so there's an element of truth in it. Great player when under pressure.
Yes, I remember Dennis when he was 4 down with 5 to play in the UK semi-final against Stephen Hendry 2 years ago. He levelled the match at 8-all, lost 9-8, and said afterwards, "My only weakness was not knowing how strong I was."
Well, today is going to be the biggest test in Peter Ebdon's snooker career. Final of a World Championship. Don't come any bigger than that. But he's up against what I think is the greatest player that's ever picked a snooker cue up. That's a pretty good shot. The red is near the middle pocket. The yellow is covering that one. So that's going to cause a problem for Stephen Hendry. If he returns the cue ball to the balk area, he'll have to cover that red that's near the middle pocket.
Too thick on the safety, so instead of being behind the brown, he's cannoned it.
He should be able to stun this in, though it's a little bit of an acute angle, and finish on the blue in such a way as he can get back up to the reds. I think he can manage that.
1.
He seems to have overrun that
6.
by about 6 inches. 2 reds to the left of the cue ball were available, but as you can see now, they're quite a thin cut into the corner pocket. So that was a little bit of a mistake from Peter. Bad positional shot there caused the problem. This wasn't straightforward by any means. But the black, as you can see there, is available into the right corner pocket.
One. Eight. Nine.
Intended to get below that red, almost on the blue spot there, an angle which would have given him the chance to get the blue into play next shot, get it back on its spot, which would be a help with pink and black tied up.
Thirteen.
Well, there is a red available, but with the cue ball being close to the side cushion, I think Stephen will ignore that one now and play the safety shot.
Stephen Hendry, 16.
Hendry's immaculate length on his safety has given him a chance to pop that red from the middle of those reds.
One.
Well, it looks as if Stephen's going to take the blue. The cue ball has a long way to travel, all the way around the table. He might just be able to get past the black.
Seven.
Played to leave blue to middle, but blue straight to corner is a good second prize.
Not quite sure of the angle here. He might be able to screw back and dislodge the pink and red. He thought he would be nicely on the black. He's still got the blue available.
Stephen Hendry, 30.
Not an easy blue for most people, but the sort that Hendry seldom misses.
Yeah, promising signs for Peter Ebdon, because the last 3 frames of last evening's session, Stephen Hendry never looked like missing anything.
Yes, 290 unanswered points he scored in those 3 frames. Very poor shot.
1.
Yes, that's a sign of a little bit of tension in Peter's arm there to put the cue ball in that position. Didn't really get into it. What a problem he's caused himself here. Probably play for one of the bulk colours. Easy to come off the side cushion and hit the pink or black, but that would be handing the frame to Stephen Hendry.
If he plays his escape to one of the baulk colours, he's either got to hit it or be very near to avoid the referee John Williams calling a miss.
Well, he's coming off quite a few cushions there. He probably played for the yellow or the brown, but somewhere along those lines he would need to take the cue ball. I think he might have nominated the brown. What a brilliant shot.
Ebden's great escape from his self-inflicted snooker kept him in the frame. But it was difficult to get position on either pink or black.
I think Clive, he might just be able to get past the pink to the black. It's not the shot he played. He wanted to be further across the table. But it's pretty tight, that. He's got the blue available. That's a bit more difficult to regain position. I think he can avoid the brown and the green and take the cue ball back up towards the red that's near the black spot.
Six.
Another tricky shot coming up.
Peter Ebden, 6.
Henry played that safety, knowing that the pink was going to make things difficult for Ebden to play safe off any of the three reds close together.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit careful here. He's playing off the second of the two reds that's near the cushion. He's got to avoid the double kiss. In fact, he doesn't fancy that. He's just going to come off the top cushion and just nestle onto the first of those two reds. Well, he even baffled me. I didn't realize he could get through to that one. He picked that one out nicely and left a similar position for Stephen Hendry. Well, there's that double kiss that we were talking about a couple of shots ago.
Ebden was lucky enough to cover what would have been a very easy red. The one that Hendry played much more difficult.
And this is a very nervy start from both players. It's quite understandable. I'm sure the pots will start going in very shortly.
One.
I think Ebden played to develop that red from its safe position. There was a high probability, if he did so, that he was going to finish on a colour, although he probably expected blue rather than one of the baulk colours.
Peter Ebden, one.
Well, Peter can't afford to miss those sort of opportunities. Stephen Hendry's missing a few, and if Peter could capitalise on these sort of chances, he could get right back into this final.
One. Eight.
Two reds and two high value colours, and Hendry wouldn't need the other red.
Nine. Fourteen. Fifteen. Twenty-two. 23.
So we can safely say that Stephen Hendry is going to win this frame and increase his lead to 5 frames.
28. 30.
A frame of 26 minutes duration so far.
33.
Some mistakes from both players. A large amount of tactical play.
37.
But in the end, it's Hendry who takes it.
42. 48. 55.
And with that 55 clearance, Stephen Hendry leads Peter Ebdon by 11 frames to 6.